Hello, everybody. I just got back from a very long car ride. I went all the way to Manitoba with Mommy, Sawyer, and Grandpa to see my cousin Bob in Winnipeg.
Who's there, Bandit? Who's there? Who's there?
Silly old Daddy came the next day because he wanted to visit a museum of some sort. I was so excited to be on a big holiday. Cousin Bob is a very regal fellow and a knight in the Loyal Order of the Dog Collar. Bob, why are we wearing bow ties?
Bandit, you silly young whippersnapper. In high society, one always dresses up to dine. Now keep quiet while the staff serves up the appetizers.
The next day, I stayed with Bob and Auntie Charlene. And did my best to kill Bob's froggy toy.
What's the trouble with young pups nowadays? No respect for their elders' toys.
Meanwhile, the rest of the family went on a Winnipeg adventure. Their first stop was the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, where they learned how humans can be very cruel to one another and how people are standing up to defend their rights so we can all live in peace, regardless of what we look like, who we love, or how we choose to worship God. They told me the building was very beautiful, with lots of interesting spaces to think and learn. Daddy said the building was out to get him, with its endless ramp going up. Poor, tired Daddy. Daddy said even though he got very tired, it was a very beautiful building and made you think, so he was glad he went. After leaving the museum, everyone had their picture taken with the Winnipeg sign. Including a random lady who wandered into the shop, and they took a look at a sculpture made up of hundreds of bicycles and had their photo taken with a sculpture of Mahatma Gandhi. When they crossed the river to see a statue of Louis Riel by the Saint Boniface Museum before visiting Louis Riel's grave. Afterwards, everyone returned home for lunch, and Bob and myself made sure we both got our fair share.
Yes, there's a most excellent appetizer.
Where's my Mommy? I'm here too. Yes, these num-nums are very tasty.
Yes, time for an after-lunch constitution.
After a suitable amount of rest time to let lunch digest, Mommy and Sawyer took me and Bob for a walkie.
Oh yes, that's a most divine aroma.
Don't worry, Bob. I'm still here. You didn't lose me. Yep, here I am, Bob. Here I am. Let's keep going. Don't worry, Bob. Here I come. Here I come.
How do I get rid of this pesky youngster?
In the evening, Bob's big brother, David, came home and played with him a while before it was time to go to bed. The next morning, Uncle Darryl took Daddy and Grandpa to Mike's General Store, located a short distance from their house. And guess what, Mommy? Daddy bought some knickknacks. He bought 3 mounted tin soldiers that were so cheap he couldn't bear to leave them behind. In the afternoon, we all went for a big car ride to Saint Pierre-Jolien, south of Winnipeg, to attend a big family reunion at the home of Mummy's cousin, Corinne. They had a great big dog dish in the backyard where everyone was splashing about, including Mummy and Daddy. Mummy even had me go in the water with her, but I didn't even get to show off my perfect dog paddle technique. The rest of the afternoon was taken up of lounging about, taking in the sun. Just before we went home, Jasmine dived in and spent some time upside down in the water, kicking about. The entire afternoon was grand fun.
Yes, Bandit, it was a most edifying outing, of which I highly approved.
Sadly, the time had come to bid Winnipeg goodbye and make the long trip back home to Edmonton. Auntie Charlene, Uncle Darryl, and David did everything they could to make our vacation wonderful. Even though he's a grumpy fellow, I'm going to miss my cousin Bob.
Even though he is rather uncouth and annoying, I'm going to miss Bandit, that young Jacobite.